today. However, there is a lot of active weather set to move in. It is going to rain quite steadily in New Brunswick this afternoon, and then eventually that rain moves its way eastward, finally merging with Hurricane Fiona as we head into tomorrow, and then the storm itself making landfall on Saturday. It is a much colder start to the day for Thunder Bay, Winnipeg, Regina, and Edmonton. We've seen frost advisories through the prairies this morning. Later on this afternoon, a lot of sun through our four most western provinces. And then we do get into that cooler, wetter forecast for Ontario and Quebec and into Atlantic Canada. Here is Hurricane Fiona. It's still moving its way northward into Canadian waters. It is going to downgrade in strength as it does so, but still could maintain as a Category 2 hurricane as it hits Atlantic Canada. It will make landfall early Saturday morning. However, the effects of the storm will be felt much earlier than that as it's merging with an existing weather system. Once it tracks its way across Cape Breton, it will lose its hurricane status. It will become a post-tropical storm, still being quite strong as well, and eventually bring extended snow to Labrador and northern Quebec into Sunday. Where we'll see some of the strongest effects of the storm depends on where the track is. On the eastern side of the track, the strongest wind and storm surge as all that water piles up along the coastline. That'll be the eastern shore of Cape Breton, but also the south shore of Newfoundland. On the western side of the track, that's where we'll see some of the heaviest rainfall, and that would include Halifax up towards Cape Breton. We have widespread tropical cyclone statements in effect. In terms of those strongest wind gusts, you can see Saturday morning as that storm makes landfall in the areas between mainland Nova Scotia and Cape Breton. That wind field is massive. We could see hurricane force winds affecting areas like Prince Edward Island, much of mainland Nova Scotia, and up towards the south shore of Newfoundland as well. Rainfall totals, here's a projection of perhaps where we're seeing some of the highest amounts. That yellow could be in a position where we see 200 to 250 millimeters of rain. Today, ahead of the arrival of the storm, the frontal system brings heavy rainfall to New Brunswick. This very slowly slides eastward and eventually taps into that moisture from Fiona. At times on Friday, it'll stop raining in the maritime provinces, but by the time we hit the afternoon and evening, that rain begins to come down at a high intensity. This will impact, like I mentioned, not just the maritime provinces, but also up towards Newfoundland and Labrador, northern Quebec, parts of communities that in Labrador will see eventually snow into the latter part of Saturday and Sunday, and then slide its way northward. Coming up, I will break down the wind field and what we can expect in terms of storm surge. For now, here's a look at your local forecast.